Good afternoon and happy holidays if you celebrate. You know, this is actually a topic that I wanted to touch on for some time. I feel like it's just something that's it's necessary for the times that we're in. Get a little bit more, I would say, in depth with understanding the significance of how money and mental health go hand in hand, especially if you're a man. Now, when you look at confidence is based on what you think of yourself. Self-esteem is based on how you feel about yourself. You're asking me, well, how does that all tie into money and the mental state of a man? It's a major part. It's not something that society tells you. It's something that's innate, because as a man, you were put here to what? Provide a way and to protect. Women were put here to nurture and support. So when you look at communication, when you look at relationships, they say what fills what communication and finances. Now just put that together. What I just said. What you think about yourself, how you think about yourself, what you feel about yourself, how you feel about yourself, and vice versa with a woman. When you're not in a position, when you're not in your position, it automatically, it's a domino effect. It puts them out of position. So you have the back and forth, due to what? Someone being out of position. Everything begins and ends with the man. Okay? Make no mistake. A lot of the complaints which you hear is due to what? The lack of power. A man's value is what? Based on intrinsic accumulation of something. It says in the Bible, be fruitful and multiply. It has a multitude of meanings, but one of the main meanings is what? That a tree is known by what? Its fruit, by what it produces. Now there is the pressure of man, throughout his entire life. I can say maybe by his teenage years, right? And really figuring out, not only himself, but the world around him, and what he wants to do with his life, and how can he create a situation for himself to where as though he can enjoy the quality of his life. Money, the reason why money matters is because it's the construct and the main instrument to stabilizing the conditions of your circumstances. Now, when you look at miracles, right? Miracles can get you out of a jam, but what? Financial wisdom, financial discipline, coupled with being skillful and multiplying those resources can actually keep you out of a jam. There was a guy quoted, Drucker Miller, I don't know if I'm saying his name right. When you look at the wealth is how many days you have moving forward. Like if you were to lose your job, if you were to lose your business, how many days forward do you have financially? That determines, a lot of things for you. That determines your mental state. I remember it was a comedian, Chris Rock. He said, man could be, with a woman, he loses his job. She might not leave him right away, but the countdown begins, for them to basically find something else. As a man, everyone else's, love and concern for you is based on the conditions of that. Your children, your significant other, your family, your outer, mom, dad, whoever, brothers, sisters, friends. It's based on the condition of what you're capable of producing, So I said a dog is a man's best friend. The dog doesn't really care, what you got going on. Is as long as you pet him, as long as you love on him. Money is your oxygen. Without it, without the flow of it, it's almost impossible to breathe. You're kind of like in this air prison. You can't move anywhere. Your life is at a red light. You can't move around. It affects your mental state. I don't care what anybody says. You could say, yeah, I have this value based on this or based on that. But when you're poor and you're a man, adult man, you feel even less than half when you're in lack. When you're in a position where you're constantly the tail and not the head, There's no greater joy than being in a position to where as though, you can lend out money or you can give money to help somebody else. As a man, it's something that you enjoy, being able to buy your kid those easy sneakers, or those Jordans or whatever like that. He does well on a report card. It's just like, being able to, bless your woman something nice. All that really plays in, plays together. Make no mistake. What's going on, Polo? He said, what lessons about money you wish you learned about when you were younger? Hopefully this tune isn't really drowning me out. It's not squandered. I mean, that was the first thing. To not squander it early on, and to actually value it and understand, it's more than just, buying things. Money is something that, you use as a tool to build your life. When I was younger, I was, accumulating materials, and it's funny because, a lot of, us, we come across certain things, right? Say you come across $100,000, that's like a big deal to a lot of us, but $100,000 is really not a lot of money at all. You actually have to have like a couple $1 million to basically, live, a 6-figure lifestyle. you know, based on the interest and stuff, you know. But yeah, I wish I'd looked at money as more so a tool to create long-term wealth. Like I wish I would have invested a long time ago. I wish I would have picked up, you know, trading a long time ago. You know, in certain ventures, you know, wish I could have stuck to it a little bit longer, you know, and see it through. So that's one of the major lessons that I learned about, you know, money, you know, later on. I mean, it's to really value it, you know, and to, you know, look at it, you know, in a standpoint of, you know, what money does, it gives you access. It gives you access into places, you know, and also around people, you know, to, you know, gain even more, you know, because it's all about the networking. But you can't network if you're not really at the right place. If you're not, you know, if you can't afford to get into like the turf club or, you know, certain places like the Urban League, you know, to meet people that can actually put you in an even better position, you know, that's the other thing. Money creates an opportunity for a bigger, better position, you know. So just to answer that, you know, actually there's a couple of things I added to that. But when you look at, you know, mental health, you look at a mental disease, it's a diseasement of the mind, right? When you're, you know, not capable of producing, you know, it affects your state. It affects your well-being. It affects your happiness, you know, and happiness is based on what's happening. So what's happening in your life, you know. The loss of it or the lack of it can be just as, you know, effective as losing a loved one. There's a lot of trauma to that. That's why it's imperative to basically be diligent and to be skillful and resourceful in regards to basically, you know, continue to generate money. I always said before, there was another thing where I said, you know, your stomach is your second brain, you know. I mean, you really think about it, it affects how you eat, you know. Lack of resources have you eat things that, you know, are really unhealthy for you. But I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm probably going to do a part 2. You know, it's just something, it's freestyle in the moment. Actually, I had, what really triggered this, it was a recent, you know, situation that I had. I actually had partnered up with somebody, and, you know, he gave his word. You know, I said that's a key thing, you know, his word. About, he said, you know, I guarantee these type of results. And, you know, the first time around, didn't really happen. It cost me something. Recouped. Next time around, gained something. Then we lost something again. Then we gained something. Then we lost something again. It's the third time, you know, and I had to bring up to him conversation. I said, if you're, remember what you said, if you're 99% sure that you're, you know, that you'll be able to execute on something, then don't give me your word, right or wrong. You know, now, you know, with that, you know, it was, I look at it as a minor loss, you know, versus his is a greater loss because there's other people that he's lost money for, you know. also that's, your reputation is tied to that. I know this is kind of almost different from that, but I'm connected because, yeah, you can imagine his mental state because he's able to produce, he's able to keep his word. He's able to fulfill, promises. He's able, to not fulfill, the performance, once your reputation of a certain thing that you're basically known for doing, you don't produce anymore, it's almost impossible to get that back, especially with, another man's money. It's their oxygen. The reason why I didn't necessarily get, that upset, because I look at it like this. It's a blessing to be able to be in a position to lose that. There was a time that, I wish I would have been able just to have that, just have that, just at least in a tuck, I had that to lose, and I've lost more money than that, doing other things, so I look at that as it's really a blessing, and you have to, you don't have to lose. I'm putting like this, is you understand the system of things, right? I'm gonna break it down to you. You have to lose hundreds in order to get thousands. You have to lose thousands in order to get tens of thousands. You lose tens of thousands in order to get what? Hundreds of thousands. You have to lose hundreds of thousands to get millions. It takes hard work to get $1,000. It takes smart work to get $100,000. It takes a savvy team to accumulate millions. Money is a tool. Money is your oxygen. How much oxygen do you want to obtain moving forward? This is more than just, a manifestation talk. We can sit here and chant and go, and all other stuff, man. But, you actually have to do the work. You have to treat each dollar like it's an employee. As a man, your mental state has a lot to do with that. I don't care what anybody says, because guess what? Maybe some of you guys might know that, say, you got it going on, man. You finally got it going on in your life, man. I'm saying, you got something nice in the bank. You got something nice moving, right? You got your money moving. You know what I'm saying? I guess what you're able to you're able to take care of your skin. You're able to you got a good dental plan now, right? Teeth is clean, hair is cut, the outfit is nice, man. You pull up somewhere, you're riding good. You go into places, man. You walking up and talking to a woman ain't really nothing, It's all tied to how you have things situated, because when you're situated, right, going up and talking to a woman is just not gonna be like nothing. Just like when you have guys who are like, I have trouble talking to women. Like, you have trouble with your self-esteem, your confidence, because there's a lack in your life that you really haven't addressed, that you haven't taken care of. It affects your quality of life. The quality of women that you come across, the beauty of that woman is a reflection of, what you got going on for yourself, as well as the vehicle you're driving, as well as, the place that you live in, that is going to make you feel good about yourself. That is going to basically, increase, the confidence that you have in yourself, as well as the self-esteem that you have in yourself, because what did you exercise? Financial competence. That means the conversation that you have with yourself, right? That's saying you're competent at being a man. When your money is right, You know, that's saying that you're competent as a man to yourself. Especially when you had to basically get it from nothing, from scratch. Oh man, you've proven a lot to yourself. You fulfilled, right, those burdens. You've superseded the pressure, you know, and became a man that you can respect, a man that you can admire. You know, self-love, self-care, it's all connected to that. Because when you're able to take care of yourself, right, that shows that you love yourself. You know, this is what, the opposite sex sees. This is what women see when they see this. Wow, you really care about yourself. That's what it translates. You really care about yourself. You really love yourself enough, because you have to basically, you fashion yourself as royalty. You work hard to take care of yourself, You work hard, to create your own happiness. You're crazy enough about your happiness that, you go out and, fulfill, those promises that you had for yourself, as well as, you went against societal pressures. All she wants to do is, she wants to know if you want to share that happiness with her. And it's not about, having money, spending it. Because I said before, when you don't have money, right, women want you to spend money, right? But when you have money, women want you to spend time. They're happy at the park with you, pretty sun, knowing that, you got it going on, because women, they want something to brag about to their girlfriends. That's all it really is. They want them to talk shit about to their girlfriends. Yeah, like, my man got this, he doing this. You know what I'm saying? Make no mistake. And that feels good. In fact, that feels fucking amazing. Make no mistake. Being able to produce for yourself, being able to do for yourself, as well as being able to do for others. You've actually saved the Black community by being able to do for yourself. You showed an example. I don't know why people, overstep this or sidestep this, this thing, You gotta understand, vision costs. Your vision is expensive. Last dime, what's going on, and you're looking for women to submit. It's that famous old world, just within these little spaces, women will not submit. You're not going to submit to somebody you don't respect, and women just need a reason, You sit there and say, I got a mouthpiece, I got a crispy mouth. What did your mouthpiece get you? Did your mouthpiece get you, troubles, or did it get you double? Did you triple your worth with your mouthpiece, or are you just talking shit? That's what basically separates you from being, the regular so-and-so that's running their mouth. You become like E.F. Hutton, because when you speak, guess what? Everybody listens. They better listen, unless they're too broke to pay attention. They're going to listen, You can tell a woman, shut up, like, pipe it down. depending on your situation, yeah, she's gonna shut the fuck up. And why am I tying this with women and tying this with it? Because these things are important to you. You know, they're important to every man. If it is not important to you, that's the other thing people sit there and say it's a law. You know, these lies. So yeah, you know, those are lies. Let's just be honest, okay? Money matters. It's part of your happiness. It's part of your sense of well-being, you know, and you know, having the woman that you want, right? The woman that you desire, you know, is a sure sign that you secured the bag. Because when you secure the bag, you get the woman that you want. You get the life that you want. But when you don't secure the bag, when you don't produce, when you don't provide for yourself, you're stuck with what, you know, you need, you know. You're stuck with a starter kit. You're stuck with some shit you're not really even, you know, inspired by. You know, men don't cheat on women that they want, especially when they have them the way that they want. You know, you could have, you know, some guys might even get lucky, you know, and get the woman that they want, but they don't get them the way they want, right? The conversation is important, you know, based on you living up to your truth and you living up to your potential to produce on one end, and then we got to see the results. We have to see results. Certain things, you know, it's not so much standing out as being, you know, as being set apart. You know, certain things, you know, kind of had to have, you know, a peculiar marker that you arrive. That's why guys like nice shit. Certain reasons, like a nice watch, like a nice car, a nice house, like nice threads. Because there has to be something, a marker that shows, you know, your level in life. You know, don't look at right now, whatever your circumstance, don't look at what you don't have or what you can't afford. You got to change the word can't to, you know, how can I produce this, you know? Because inside, you know, every man is a king, there's a fool battling, right? You want to kill the fool and let the king in you reign, right? Please don't. Just how people talk to the king in you. We want to see. We want to see the results. I'm telling you, man. People look at what you got going on, what you don't got going on. You know, if you ain't got nothing going on, then you know what I'm saying. There's no interaction. You know, it's cut short. I've seen it on both sides. I've seen it when I didn't have anything going on. You see how short the conversations are, and you see when you do have something going on. You know, everyone wants to exchange numbers. Everyone wants to call. Everyone wants to be around you. You know, they want to be around what's happening. You know, because what did you show that you're competent as a man? And all that work that you put in, all the long nights. You know, it's in that movie, Freedom Fighters. Denzel said, you know, you got to basically fight for your righteous mind, right? Your right standing of your mind, right? You got to find your righteous mind, the right standing within your mind, and keep it. A major part of that is what? Your liberty. How can you have liberty without money? How can you have happiness without money? As a man, you can't have happiness without money. You can fuck what anybody tells you. You can't have happiness without money. You can't have space without money. You know? You feel much better about yourself when you basically have the option of not having to be around people. You know? When you have to do something. That is very stressful. It's not good on your skin. Your life is not flowing. It's frustrating, you know? I mean, when you look at, mental illness, it's all propagated from the lack of financial resources, It's like there's a wall. You can't break through that wall. Not being able to cut through. That's painful. Not being able to cut through. It also builds on your hopes for your tomorrow. Remember what I said before. Remember the gentleman that quoted, it's your days moving forward. How many days do you have moving forward? You can talk about certain characters. You can talk about Russell Wilson, right? Say whoever he is, right? But guess what? Sierra's not leaving him. You talk about Future. Still not a bad decision because although they are who they are, right? They've also, respectfully in their own rights, separated themselves from certain lines, from being average.